What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Wrath of the Lich King Classic Goldmaking video. So today we're going to talk about Wrath of the Lich King Classic Phase 3 investments, so items you can buy right now and sell in Phase 3. You can also see by my TSM ledger right now, I am putting my gold where my mouth is, and I'm doing investments myself, and doing investing is one of the main ways I've been able to make gold in Classic WoW myself, and it's how I'm currently sitting on 406,000 gold in item value, and probably going to go up as well before Phase 3 comes out, so I can offload some of these items and maybe have over 500,000. To some of you that might not be too much gold, and to some of you that might be a ridiculous amount of gold. Kind of depends on who you are, how long you've been playing, and how you're playing the game basically. So just to establish some credibility there at least, I am doing investing myself. I've been doing this for quite a while, and today I want to take you guys through my journey when it comes to Phase 3 investments, and talk about basically giving you my opinions on which items could be going up in price, and why they're going up in price as well. This video, and any other gold making and gold farming video that I upload, will also be published as early access to anyone who has my WOTLK Classic Gold Guide, so if you want to check that out, the link will be down below. This is a full-fledged gold guide for WOTLK Classic, containing both gold farms, solo gold farms, group farms, profession-based farms, and also non-profession-based farms, and it also contains all of my investments for WOTLK Classic, as well as you will get early access to videos just like this one, and you also get access to a private Discord community where people are discussing how to make tens of thousands of gold, and several people that have bought the guide have already messaged me that they've already made their first 100,000 gold, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Check it out, the link is down below, and right now you can even get it for half price by using the code Solheim. That being said, before we talk about which items are going up in price in Phase 3, we need to talk about what is coming in Phase 3 and what will affect the market basically. This is going to be really short, but we're getting a brand new raid in Phase 3, so Trial of the Crusader, Trial of the Grand Crusader maybe, but you get the point, and with that raid you are getting some new recipes. So taking a look at some of those new recipes, I haven't bothered copying all of them, but we can take a look at some of them, and we can see some of the materials required in these recipes. Right here you have some recipes for leatherworking, for example. They require Crusader Orb, Arctic Fur, Eternal Shadow, Heavy Borean Leather, also Greater Cosmic Essence, a ridiculous amount of Nerubian chitin, no idea, still don't know how to say that one, but as you can see, there's a bunch of materials required in these recipes that are probably going to go up in price, maybe not too much, kind of depends a little bit on how many people will need these items, so you have to take a look at these BOE items and how good they are compared to the other items we currently have available. Either way, these items are going to sell for a lot of gold, so you can either send them to alts and gear up alts as well. So here you have some of them for leatherworking, we have some over here as well for tailoring, for example, and here you can see dream shards. There's a bunch of those required in the right one for the Merlin's robe. This one I believe is going to be super popular, the Merlin's robe, so take a look at that one. It's Ebon Weave times 8, Spell Weave times 8, and Crusader Orb times 8. For the middle one you also need a ridiculous amount of Moonshroud, you need 12 of them, and even for the left one, the Royal Moonshroud robe, you also need 20 Moonshroud. That is a bunch of Moonshroud. Next up we have a couple of them for blacksmithing. Here you can see Crusader Orb, Titan Steel bars, and Serenite bars pretty much. You also have Eternal Lives on the one to the right. And lastly, we have a couple more for blacksmithing, just to illustrate the point further. Titan Steel bars times 10 and times 8. So you can see there's going to be a hefty demand for Titan Steel in Phase 3 as well. So now that we have talked about the recipes coming out, let's talk about items and materials that could be going up in price in Phase 3. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. I'm going to be giving my opinions on each item as well, talking about why I think that one is going to be going up in price. So let me know your investments in the comment section down below, and if you agree or disagree with my investments, once again let me know in the comments down below so we can get a discussion going here. First of all, we have one thing coming in Phase 3, which is transmuting. In Phase 3 we get epic gems, and alchemists can transmute these epic gems, so it might be worth investing into materials using these transmute. That is, for example, the raw uncut rare gems we currently have access to, and also Eternal Fire, Eternal Life, Eternal Shadow. Pretty much all the Eternals are used in those transmutes, so they could be worth taking a look at. And especially right now, Eternal Fires are at an absolute low compared to what they were 2-3 months ago. Especially like at launch they were super expensive. Now they're super cheap, and based on Cardinal Rubies and Red Gems being in super high demand, it might be worth looking into both Scarlet Rubies and also the Eternal Fires. Okay, let's take a look at some materials here. So first off, we have Titan Steel Bars, Eternal Air and Eternal Life, and these are used in the recipes that we literally just talked about. There's not really anything else to mention here. Well, Titan Steel Bars are on a daily cooldown, so if people do need them for the recipes and people are crafting a bunch of those recipes, these Titan Steel Bars will be in high demand, and it's not like you can pump millions of these into the market. It's not a bottable material or a mass farmable material, so if they go up, they're going to skyrocket, but they could also just be going up slightly, but time will show, I guess. But if you can hold on, like, don't buy them right now. It kind of depends on when you're watching this video, but pay attention to the year price. If it really bottoms out as a super cheap price, it might be worth picking up in anticipation for Phase 3. Same goes for Eternal Air and Eternal Life, and in my opinion, Eternal Life has a lot of use cases in Phase 3. Like we just talked about, it's used in a lot of recipes coming out for crafting. So here we go, a bunch of different materials. Let's talk about Arctic Fur. This one is used in a lot of leatherworking recipes, and also a lot of bots have been doing skinning recently, and I think when Phase 3 comes out, like not just bots but players as well are farming in the open world, and there's going, like, if you're farming in the open world, the fact that we have phases makes it a lot more mass farmable. As we go down to one phase, I believe, or one layer I should say, not phase, layer. My server has gone down to one layer recently, not just recently, it's been like this for a couple of weeks or month now, but either way, like, it's not really mass farmable, and it has a super low drop rate, but people can convert Boyan leather or heavy Boyan leather into Arctic Fur, but still, if they're cheap enough, it might be worth picking up. Nerubian Kitten, can never say that word really, but yeah, that one and Icy Dragon Scale can only be farmed from certain mobs, and that is why they could be going up in price, especially the Nerubian Kitten. As I just talked about, you need 20 and 40 of them for certain leatherworking recipes, so that one could be going up in demand, and it's super cheap. Ebon Weave, Spell Weave and Moonshroud, same thing, once again used in those recipes, and these ones are on a cooldown, so you can't mass produce them. So once again, if those recipes pan out to be super bis for some classes, those prices will skyrocket. And for all of these cloth pieces, pretty much, they have already started going up in price. So the fact that they're going up in price right now, roughly 1 month into Ulduar, means that they are probably going to keep going up for a bit, and if they are used in Phase 3, they will go up even more. Next up then, we have all of the rare gems. I listed them right here: Monarch Topaz, Forest Emerald, Sky Sapphire, Twilight Opal, Scarlet Ruby, and Autumn's Glow. Now, personally, I would just invest into the ones that you think are the most used gems. So for me, I invest into both the red, the yellow, and the orange, and all the other ones I kind of chill a little bit about, but you can still invest into all of them, but I'm putting most of my eggs into red, yellow, and orange. And like the vast majority for me is going into red gems, so Scarlet Rubies and Eternal Fires. But if everyone invests into the red gems, then other gems are going to be more profitable, but it's going to take a little bit more time to offload them because people want those pure red gems. Next up, flasks. Well, flasks are going up in price. They've already started going up in price. It's not like they're super expensive. You still get them from running regular content, and if you're tanking or healing dungeons, you can get them from a bag as well. But people are running less content. Like, people are running less regular heroic dungeons now. They're running more and more hard modes or hard heroics, and as people get better and better gear in Phase 2, they will stop running those heroic hard modes as well. So people will be running less content, getting less flasks, and when Phase 3 comes out, they will need more flasks. It is a simple supply versus demand metric, and when the demand for flask goes up, the price will go up as well. This is a little bit more of a risky investment, but also, when they go up in demand, they pretty much always go up in price, so I wouldn't even say it's that risky, but either way, go for it if you want to. Potion of Speed and Potion of Wild Magic are pretty much the same thing. They go up in price when raids come out, and people just start raiding. When a new raid comes out, people have a bunch of raids to do, and chances are, when Phase 3 comes out, because they have buffed the item levels in Ulduar, people will still be running Ulduar, so a lot of guilds will probably have 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 raid nights per week when Phase 3 comes out. They will be running through these consumables like absolutely crazy, and a lot of people don't want to farm the materials for these consumables themselves, and they don't want to have to go outside and do actual content for the materials or for the flasks. They just want to buy the flasks on the auction house, so you can just take advantage of people raid logging, and that way you can make a bunch of gold. Now in the bottom left corner now, you can see titanium ore. This is a huge investment for Phase 3, and I've circled around it or drawn a square in red, and that is for the next slide, because this one is a little bit more speculative and a little bit more risky. But if you're watching this video as early as possible, I still believe titanium ore is a fantastic investment, but the closer we get to Phase 3, the more risky this one gets. So let's talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about some high-risk investments, and here we get back to titanium ores. The reason why I've circled around this one in a red square is that when 3.2, that is the patch where Trial of the Crusader came out, and our Phase 3, when that came out, Blizzard introduced an NPC where you can spend both emblems and you can also buy them for honor points. So basically you're buying titanium ores right now to prospect them in Phase 3, or you're buying them because right now when you prospect them you only get rare gems, but in Phase 3 you can prospect them from epic gems for epic gems. So basically people are buying titanium ores right now, either to prospect it themselves or hoping the price goes up so high that they can offload them for other people to prospect them for epic gems. But when Phase 3 comes out, we're probably getting this vendor, just like we did in actual Wrath of the Lich King, where people can spend their current emblems for epic gems, and people have already started stockpiling these emblems to be able to buy these gems. You can also buy them for 10,000 honor points, or you were able to back in the past at least, so 10,000 honor points for one epic gem. That's not too many honor points, and that means that if people can both spend emblems and honor points to buy epic gems, that might make the value of titanium ore go down. Also, you have the fact that a bunch of people, and I mean a bunch of people, have been investing into tens of thousands of titanium ore for Phase 3, can absolutely crash the market in Phase 3. So this is a high-risk investment for me, because if you don't know how to play your cards right, chances are you're probably going to lose gold on titanium ore. A lot of people will buy them as close as possible to Phase 3, like probably this video as well, will get a bunch of views close to Phase 3, and people buy titanium ore at a very inflated price, and then the prices crash when Phase 3 comes out, and people sell them out of panic. So if you're going to go for titanium ore, buy them as soon as possible, and sell them when they're profitable. You can either sell them in the build-up for Phase 3 itself, or you can wait, let it crash, and then wait 1 or 2 months, and then sell them. Like, if you're too late and the prices have crashed, chances are it's gonna go back up again, because epic gems will be in demand for the rest of the expansion. Next up then, we have 3 more semi-high risk investments on the right side of the screen right now. Dragon's Eye, first of all. This one isn't really that much of a high risk. It kinda depends once again on when you buy them. So basically, when a new raid comes out, people get new raid pieces and they want to get new gems for those raid pieces. A lot of people in Wrath have duo crafting as their profession because they want to be able to get those extra stat gems. It is the best in slot profession for raiding for a lot of classes, so having those extra gems is really valuable, and a lot of people would just buy them on the auction house instead of farming them for themselves. So Dragon's Eyes could be selling for a lot of gold when a new raid comes out, but once again, it's a little bit speculative, plus the fact that you can disenchant and not disenchant. You can prospect titanium ore in phase 3 for titanium powders as well, so there's some extra factors coming into play here, but if you can wait until Dragon's Eyes bottoms out, you can buy them super cheap and potentially sell them super high. Next up, Frost Lotus. This one is probably going to be going up in price for the same reason that flasks are going up in price, like I just talked about 5 minutes ago. So Frost Lotus is used in crafting flasks, and as we get further and further into Wrath, less and less people will be running regular heroics and regular content, and more people will literally just be raid logging. And when people are raid logging, they're not going to be getting those bags containing materials and flasks from running dungeons. So that means there's going to be a less supply of flasks on the auction house, making it more profitable to craft and more expensive to buy, meaning that the prices of Frost Lotus could be going up in price, and they're super cheap right now, so even if you invest, let's say 10,000 gold, chances are you're probably going to get a bunch of it back just by vendoring it, like worst case scenario. Next up, Dream Shards. Same thing, people running less regular content and more hard mode heroic dungeons, getting more and more epics and less rare items, so the supply of disenchanted rare items is going down, and crystals, like the supply of crystals is going up, but supply of shards are going down. Dream Shards are used in pretty much every single best in slot enchant, and when a new raid comes out, well, people need new enchants for the new raid items. That is pretty much as simple as it gets, and if you play your cards right here, there's pretty much no chance you're losing gold on Dream Shards. So there you have it, guys. That's my investment for phase 3 of WOTLK Classic, and my opinions of on each item and why they're probably going to be going up in price, and basically how you can make gold by buying items right now and selling them either close to phase 3 or during phase 3 itself. Now, once again, if you want access to even more gold making info, or you want to talk more about phase 3 investments, check out my WOTLK Classic gold guide through the link down below, where I'll also be telling you guys when I'm buying and selling items myself, showing you the high points and the low points of when to buy and when to sell. So if you want to join the discussion over there, once again check it out through the link down below, and also let me know in the comment section down below which items you are investing in for phase 3. Hopefully this video was informative and helpful to some of you guys. It's been 18 minutes, I tried to go through it somewhat quickly without talking too fast, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider dropping a like, it really helps out, and subscribe for more WOTLK Classic content. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you again very soon.